How's work going?
Well, it's going. A bit exhausting, but I can't complain too much.
I see.
But I'm just glad I get to do what I like while being paid.
Not a lot of people get to do that.
I know. That's why I can't complain too much. I just hope I won't get laid off in like a month or something like that.
Let's hope not. How's the new place? Moving was a bit of a hassle, wasn't it?
Yeah. At least nothing was stolen by the movers. Everything's here.
That's good to know.
Plus, this place is so much better. I'm pretty sure you recall how the last place I rented wasn't the most decent place to live in.
But not like you had a choice. Rent really is going through the roof these days, isn't it?
Yeah. But to think that there was a place like this not that far from work. And if anything, it made driving to work a less hassle.
Seriously?
If we're talking distance, then yes, it's slightly further. But the fact that the trip became less stressful is quite something.
Well, whatever the case, I'm so glad you're not as stressed about it. Oh, how's the neighbors, though? Hopefully they're not annoying or anything.
Don't even get me started on that. It's kind of hard to expect your neighbors to be friendly these days.
Right.
But the fact that they're not annoying is good enough for me.
Sounds like you really did make a good decision.
Yeah, I'm so glad I was lucky enough to find this place. I actually haven't used my earplugs in a while.
Yeah, the walls were made of paper or something at your old place.
Yet the rent was so high.
In any case, I'm glad you'll be able to get some good sleep.
Yeah, I really hope the quality of my sleep improves. Oh, I should probably let you go now.
Yeah, my lunch break's almost over.
Alright.
Keep up the good work and have a nice day.
Hey, a quick question. Do I look like I gained some weight?
What makes you ask that?
I've been just working non-stop for the last little while, and I really didn't have time to hit the gym.
Oh, right. You were quite busy. Just from looking at you, I didn't really notice anything. But did you talk to a doctor? Did they say you actually need to lose weight for health reasons?
Honestly, I'm not sure. That's why I figured I should ask you.
Well, as long as you haven't gained weight to the point where it's actually hurting your health, I'm fine with it.
Thanks, but I guess I should look into it.
I would rather have you get professional help if you're that concerned.
Well, I would, if it wasn't gonna cost me quite a bit.
They do say health is wealth.
That may be true. Alright, I'll see if I can get an appointment. I just hope the insurance from work covers a good chunk. So, good news. I'm not exactly overweight or anything. I'm at a healthy weight for my height.
That's good to know.
Yeah, also glad that that's the case. What I'm not so glad about was the bill.
Was it bad?
It's not as bad as it could have been.
I'm just glad you're healthy.
I suppose. I did get some generic advice about keeping my weight and all.
That's good at least.
Yes, but it would be nice if it didn't come with a price tag.
True.
Anyway, I think I'll need to be a bit more conscious of what I eat.
It's hard for you to do that, though, isn't it? Should I come over and make you something good? You're not having something that you can just stick into the microwave every night, are you?
Oh, not at all. Plus, it's not like you don't have a job yourself. I couldn't make you do chores on top of it.
It's fine. Just let me take care of the man I love.
Well, alright, if you say so.
Great. Why don't I go over tonight? Hope you look forward to it.
I didn't expect this to happen today, but I just got promoted.
Congratulations! All that hard work paid off, huh?
I guess so. I have mixed feelings about it, though.
How come?
Well, it's already bad enough that I don't take you out often. I'm not so sure if I can take you out on dates anymore.
I don't mind. I'm just glad you're working so hard.
But I'm sure you want us to do something as a couple here and there.
So do I. But I'm sure we'll find time.
I feel like I'm neglecting you already as it is.
You don't have to feel pressured to take me on dates. Just seeing you after work is already enough for me. And chatting with you like this on breaks is plenty.
Thanks for saying that.
Well, this does call for a celebration. Why don't I pick up something like champagne on the way to your place tonight?
That sounds great.
So, how was your day?
Oh, grinding away as usual.
It really has become the norm, hasn't it?
On the bright side, you know when I'm off from work and can text me at the exact same time every day.
Well, gotta check up on my man to see how he's doing after all.
I really appreciate it, by the way.
Aw, so sweet of you to say that.
Did anything exciting happen at work?
Just same old stuff again here as well.
Would it be crazy if I said I would rather go back to being a fresh recruit?
Wait, what? What makes you say that?
It's just meeting after another meeting these days for me. I signed up to do work, not to meet people every day.
Oh, I see what you mean. That's just how climbing up the corporate ladder works, I guess.
Kind of a shame for people who actually like their job. Especially for introverted people.
I heard one of the girls here actually refused a promotion because of it.
For real?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
But hey, whatever floats their boat. Anyways, when do you think you'll have time to go out? Oh, but does this mean you'll be busier than before?
I'm not so sure, but I would assume so.
Aw, that's a bit of a shame. 'Cause I found a nice dining spot. I would love to have dinner with you there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I honestly would like to take you out as well.
Let's hope they don't make you work on the weekend at least. And I'll take you out.
It's kind of rare to see you being excited about food.
Well, it was really good. One of the girls here took me there for lunch, and I knew I had to take you there.
I see. Let's see how things go. You have definitely piqued my interest.
All right. At worst, we'll have their takeout options. What's more important to me is spending time with you.
So, how's my girl doing?
I'm doing well, and things are going great with Daniel.
Wish you wouldn't bring him up every time we talk.
Could you not be so cold toward your future son-in-law?
Don't say that. I haven't agreed to give my daughter away to some jack.
But he really is great. He took me out for an expensive dinner the other day.
It should be a given that men should do that for every girl they like.
Can you stop complaining for once? He got you Christmas gifts, didn't he? When we're still only going out?
Whatever. Anyways, he better not think it'll be easy to be accepted into this family. You're better off looking for someone else.
Dad, please. The fact that he even has a job is something to be praised of these days. And not only that, he's not a simple drone. He's actually in a higher position than most workers there. Not a lot of guys achieve that in their 20s.
In my days, that wasn't even a challenge.
Sure, when you can get a job when you don't even qualify for it.
Are you implying I'm one of those bums?
No, but I'm just saying, things are different now. And your friends are the ones who made the world like this. You can't come to us saying how lazy kids are these days when you made the bar so high.
Nope, that's simply not the case. Men these days are lazy bums who don't do anything productive.
It's like I'm talking to a wall here. And you always bring that up when I talk about Daniel.
You know the saying, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Be a sweetheart and find someone that suits you better.
And just abandon a relationship I built over the last few years? Not happening. I plan on marrying him at some point. I just hope you don't come to ruin it all. Hey, thanks for taking me out again. I'm so glad you're not as busy anymore.
So am I. The fact that I have some time to spend with you is great.
You did look a little tired, though.
Did it show on my face?
Yeah. It wasn't enough that a stranger would notice. But as your girlfriend, I'm looking out for things like that, you know?
I see.
To be fair, though, it's not as bad as you used to look.
Yeah, I really appreciate the fact that you've been taking care of my diet.
Glad to be of help. Are you getting enough rest lately?
I would like to think I do, since I do feel more energized in the morning.
That's good at least.
But I guess it's not enough if it's something that you can notice.
Want me to come over more often? Maybe I could take care of some chores for you.
No, I couldn't possibly ask you to do more than what you're already doing.
I actually don't mind. I would rather not see you collapse from exhaustion.
Right.
Plus, it gives me another reason to come over. I did notice you aren't able to keep up with the chores. So why don't I help out?
You really don't have to. You're essentially taking care of 2 houses if you do. I don't want you to have that kind of burden.
All right. Since you're worried if I might exhaust myself, why don't we do this? I'll only help you out while I'm cooking for you. I'm not asking you for a spare key or anything, so I can take care of it while you're gone.
Well, alright. But I'll make sure to do something as well while you're here then.
Works for me.
I'm just glad that I have a hard-working girlfriend like you.
Aw, stop.
It's true, though. Many guys at work get jealous whenever I talk about you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, some guys are like super jealous, saying how all their girlfriend does is annoy them all day.
Sounds like he doesn't even deserve a girlfriend.
I know, right? But he has the looks that most girls like in a guy.
Well, just know I'm not going out with you just because of your looks.
I mean, honestly, just looks alone, I would have thought that you were out of my league.
Oh, don't say that. I'm going out with you because I like who you are. Just don't forget that, okay?
How does he look?
What? Is he some kind of an actor or something?
No, he's one of my friend's son.
Okay. And why send me his photo?
Because I'm trying to tell you that there are better options out there.
Oh my god. Can you drop it already? It's not like I'm going out with Daniel just for his looks.
I can't imagine him looking any better than this man.
Besides, I like him because he's a diligent person.
Well, how about someone that makes more money while looking even better?
You don't even know how he looks.
I'm sure he probably looks like the average Joe.
And what if he does?
More the reason to look for someone better.
Dad, stop it. I'm not giving up on Daniel just because of a stupid reason like that.
There are plenty of men better than him out there. So why him? If he works so much, does he have enough money to buy you anything you want?
You know I'm not like that. I don't plan on leeching off of him just because I'm a woman. In case I need to remind you, you told me to earn my own money.
Yes, because I didn't plan on having to support you until the day I die. That's why you need another man that's willing to.
Do you hear yourself? You're not making any sense.
There is nothing wrong with what I said. In any case, I'll look for someone else. Clearly, this guy's not good enough for you. How about this guy then?
Dad, I'm at work right now. Plus, no matter what you do, you can't change my mind.
Nothing, huh?
Yes, and I'm just going to ignore your texts if you're going to bother me while I'm at work.
When will you bring that boy over?
What's this all of a sudden?
I can't seem to get you to dump him for someone better. Then I might as well try to see what kind of guy he is myself.
Are you serious?
Why would I lie about this? There must be something about him that's captivating. I want to see it with my own eyes.
Oh, that's great! I'll have to ask him when he's free. Though that would be like asking when the next solar eclipse is.
I honestly don't see why you chose a workaholic like him.
It's not like that. No one chooses to be so busy that they're exhausting themselves.
Now you're making me have second thoughts.
What do you mean?
If he's so busy, how do you even spend time with him?
I still talk to him every day. It's not like he neglects me just because of work.
And I'm supposed to take your words for it?
Yes! He really does care about me more than anyone.
Whatever you say. Just make sure he shows up.
Hey, do you think you'll have some free time this week?
Sorry, my schedule's packed for the next little while.
Oh, okay.
Was there something you wanted to do?
I was hoping to take you home and introduce you to my parents.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. We can always meet up some other time. So, what's keeping you so busy this weekend?
I'm being asked to go on a business trip.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone for the next little while. We leave on the weekend and meet the people that we need to, and then we come back at the end of next week.
I hope you at least get to have some time to enjoy yourself.
Apparently, I will.
You're not being taken to Vegas, are you?
That would be called a paid vacation. Not that I would go to someplace like Vegas even if I was on vacation.
Why not?
I'm not a fan of gambling. Why would I spend my money on vacation that would only lead me to losing more money?
Yeah, I see your point.
Anyways, sorry I can't see them soon.
Not a problem. I'll just tell them they'll have to wait for a while.
Thanks, and tell them I'm sorry. So, I made it.
Oh, how was the trip?
First time I had to take a flight across the country. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
That's good.
The fact that there was no crying baby on board helped.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just gotta pick up my stuff and I'll be on my way to the hotel.
All right.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm sure you're exhausted.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, sorry to ask this when you just got back. But think you'll have time to come see my parents?
Oh, yeah, I think I can. I should be able to take things easier now. I got you some things while I was there as well.
Oh, cool. I'll look forward to seeing what the surprise is.
I thought about getting something for your parents too, since I'll be seeing them.
Right. I'm sure they'll be happy with whatever you get them.
I hope so. So, when should we actually meet up?
I would like it to be this weekend.
All right.
So, how was he? Isn't he the greatest?
He's a lot better than the other guys you brought home before, I'll give you that. But he's not worth your time.
Seriously? After all that, you're still saying that?
How could you possibly expect him to provide for you when his parents run something like a food truck for a living?
It's enough for them to get by. Isn't that good enough?
I don't want to see my daughter making some grub on the street for a living.
I have my own job.
But who's to say that won't happen?
Even if that were to happen, I don't mind.
I do. Plus, just look at him. He might as well be a talking elephant.
Oh, God. Did you really say that?
He could lose more than just a few pounds.
He looks absolutely normal.
How would you know that he doesn't have diabetes?
He's not anywhere close to being overweight. He even went to see a doctor about it since it was bothering him as well.
That's not what I asked. He needs to look like he's healthy.
I didn't think you of all people would say something like that.
Why not? I'm just trying to convince you to marry a guy that doesn't look like Fat Albert.
I can't believe you keep insulting him like this.
If you want me to stop, are you able to break up with that boy immediately?
Why should I listen to you? Why can't you be simply happy for me? I will marry Daniel eventually.
I won't allow it.
So glad you took the time to take me out.
I'm glad you liked it.
It's nice to see that you're looking better these days.
Maybe I'm just used to the workload.
Whatever it is, I'm just glad you don't look like you're exhausted all the time. Plus, you are taking me out more often than before.
Yeah, I guess. I simply got used to it. Life really has turned for the better. I can't imagine my life without you at this point.
I was hoping you would tell me something like that in person rather than over text.
Oh, I'll tell you again when you come over.
I was just teasing, but sure.
So, this may seem like it's out of the blue.
What are those?
I got us tickets for a flight to Florida.
You really did catch me off guard.
Oh, should I have asked you if you're free?
No, it's good.
Great.
Should I be surprised that they're actually giving you some time off?
Trust me, I'm just as surprised as well. But yeah, I guess I was overdue some paid leave. And I hope you're ready for a surprise when we get there.
Sure. Though I have a feeling it won't be much of a surprise.
Still, look forward to it. Did you get home safely?
Yep. I still can't believe it's finally happening.
You did look very happy.
To be fair, I did not expect a surprise like that. And seeing you so nervous like that. You are very cute, by the way.
You told me that hundreds of times now.
I can't stop teasing you about it.
Sorry I couldn't find you a fancier ring.
No, like I said, it's all good. I don't expect you to get me a mansion. Otherwise, I wouldn't be working. Even if you did, I still would work. I like my job just as you do. But yeah, let's get some wedding plans started. It's gonna be busy for the next little while. Wedding plans are going as planned, I hope. Yep. It's so much work, though. I don't know if Daniel would have time to do all the things we need to. I'm sure he'll find time. You've been telling me how much of a busy man he is, but I'm sure he'll make time to sort things out. Yes, we have been making progress. I just wish Dad wasn't being such a pain in the neck. Well, you know how he is. I'm surprised you put up with him all this time. What can I say? Time changed him. I don't think I ever saw you manage to convince him to do the things you want. Yes, that's why I plan on getting you married with Daniel. You might not have your dad's support, but I fully and wholeheartedly bless this marriage. Thanks. You really are the best. Just know we started our wedding plans.
After all that, you just won't let him go, huh?
Nope. Nothing you say can change my mind.
Fine. I'll just simply consider you dead if you enter that hall.
Jeez, thanks, Dad. I'll at least invite Mom then. I don't know if it's a common thing, but it would be quite the sight where the mom walks the bride down the aisle.
It's your wedding. I don't care what you do.
Fine then. I'll just have it my way. Could you take a look at some of these vendors?
Those are some nice pics.
Yeah, and their prices are reasonable for the amount of people we can bring.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame it would have to be a small wedding. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not blaming you or anything here. Besides, it's more realistic we have a small wedding. We're not exactly in the financial situation to throw a grand wedding.
But it's a once-in-a-lifetime event. I'm sure you want some good memories of it. But sorry, I can't really do much.
You don't need to apologize. In fact, I don't even mind if we just get married on paper.
No, that won't do. I also want it to happen.
All right. But I just hope you won't push yourself too hard or anything like that.
Yep, you've been taking great care of me lately, and I will never forget that fact.
Aw, thank you. So yeah, let's keep looking though. Hopefully we can find a place that's good. Hey, there's something I need to talk to you about.
As long as it has nothing to do with that boy you're dating, I'll listen.
Dad, please. Stop it already. We're about to get married here and you're still going on about that. And we've been talking about the wedding. Daniel wants to throw a big wedding for me. But we don't really have much money right now. So I was hoping you could help us out.
Absolutely not.
Really? You can't even pitch in for your daughter's wedding?
Doesn't this prove my point? You should have never went out with that guy and settled down with a man who could actually make you happy.
Money isn't everything, though.
Oh, but it sure can do things for you, can't it? Like having an actual wedding, for example. He's not suggesting something like a small wedding, is he? Because you know how many relatives you would have to invite to your wedding.
If they're anything like you, then I don't see a reason to invite them.
How can you say that? After all I've done for you.
Just what have you done for me? Seriously. You always told me I need to get a job and support myself. And I did. So I saved up what I can, but it's just simply not enough.
That's because you simply didn't work hard enough.
Really now? I'm also in a fairly respected position within my company right now. So is Daniel. But it's somehow our fault that we don't have enough money? Are you sure it's our fault? Because you didn't have to work this hard just to afford something like a wedding.
Enough of this nonsense. I won't lend a single dime for this wedding. Which I need to remind you I never approved of. So stop coming to me begging for money.
You look great today.
Thanks. You were totally beautiful as well.
Aw, stop. You said that with all of the dresses I tried.
I was only saying what was true. Glad I managed to lose some weight, honestly.
Like I told you before, you don't have to worry about that.
I want to do what I can before the actual wedding, though.
Well, all right. I won't stop you. But don't do something crazy, though. I don't want you to end up collapsing or anything.
I won't. I've been feeling more energetic lately, actually. Kind of weird.
I'm just really glad your health improved. And maybe you also built up more stamina.
It's all thanks to you, though. You've been taking care of me so well.
I would rather not have my husband die on me by the time I'm in my 30s, you know?
I promise I'm not working to the point of exhaustion these days. Though it is a bit of a hassle that I talk to people more than actually sit down and work.
Yeah, I know you don't really like to do that. But think of it this way. At least you're not being forced into doing things you really don't like.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, and I probably should tell you this now. I talked with my dad. Figures he doesn't want to even talk about the wedding with us.
It can't be helped, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we did have a pretty big argument about it. But I did ask if my mom wanted to come along and say hi to your parents. She said she's available this weekend. How does that sound to you?
Oh, this weekend? I'm really sorry.
Got something you need to take care of?
Yeah. Actually, I'll be gone for a few days starting tomorrow.
Wait, what's going on?
I'll be going on a business trip.
Really? Wish you could have told me a bit sooner.
I know, I'm sorry, but it kind of came up so suddenly. And apparently, I'm the only one suitable for the occasion.
I see. But okay, we'll just have to shift our plans a little.
Yeah, sorry. Tell her I'll be seeing her soon, though.
Got it.
So, you're always busy meeting people, huh? How do you expect to make time for Lily when you actually marry her? Oh, hi. I didn't expect you to text me. You have time to actually respond? Yeah, I'm actually done for the day. Just what kind of a business trip is that? Sounds more like a paid vacation. Sure, if it involves putting on a smile for rich people. Oh, shut it. In any case, if you're gonna marry my daughter, then I expect you to do this. What is that? It's a list of things you should buy for my daughter. This is all luxury stuff. And? Are you saying you can't even afford something like this for the woman you're about to marry? I really don't see why I would need to get all of these things. Plus, we already have some of the stuff listed here. Being a cheapskate for your own marriage, huh? And you wonder why I'm against this idea. I just don't see why I should spend money on things we really don't need. Consider it a small price to pay if you want to marry my daughter. Marriage isn't about money. Oh, it sure is. Why do you think some girls out there look for rich men to marry? Not everyone's like that, though. Sure, whatever you think. Because it fathoms me that you can't even afford a proper wedding for her. You heard? Of course. How could I not have when you made me argue so much with my daughter? I made you argue with her? Are you dumb? Of course you did. I don't see how I did that. This wouldn't even have happened if you settled down with someone that you can actually afford. Why did it have to be my daughter, huh? I can't really control who I fall in love with. You would have had no problem finding some girl living in the slums. I'm sure someone like that suits you much better. Honestly, even if Lily was from a poor family, I still would have planned on getting married with her. Sure you would have. In any case, I hope I made it clear that I'm against this marriage. If you want any sort of approval from me, then you better buy everything on that list. Hey, your dad just sent me a whole list of things to buy. He said I should get them for you if I wanted to marry you.
What? The fact that he even contacted you is surprising. But he told you to buy stuff?
Yeah. I get that it would be something we would need as a new couple, but I don't think it's necessary.
That's what I'm saying. You can disregard him. Not like saying or doing anything will change his mind. I did get into a fight with him for a reason.
Right.
Besides, we need to save up. It's not realistic, but I would like to move to a new home with you.
Oh, is this what you had in mind all this time?
Of course. It's the first thing I plan on doing when we make everything official. I need to be right by your side and take care of you 24/7.
Oh, I don't mean to make you work even when you're home.
What do you mean? Is it wrong that I want to take care of the man I love? Don't think about it too much. I don't care what anyone says. I just want you to be happy.
I would like to say the same.
Aw, thank you. But seeing you happy makes me happy. And that's all that matters.
Dad, are you busy? You do text me when I'm done with work for the day. I'm just trying to be considerate. I appreciate it. So, what is it? Well, there's something I need to ask you. I told you I'm thinking of marrying Lily, right? Indeed you did. Again, congrats. Thank you. But there's something I need to ask. Well, what is it? Do you think something like new furnitures are necessary when getting married? Lots of people get new things when they get married, don't they? I remember getting something when I married your mom. Right. So I guess it is necessary. But I just thought we could do with what we already have. Well, it also holds sentimental value, don't you think? Years down the road, you're going to be reminded of the day that you two got married. That's a good point as well. I'm just trying to think realistically, that's all. I see. If that's your stance, I don't think you absolutely have to. But I'll tell you what. I'll pitch in a little. Oh wait, I didn't come to you because I want money from you. Oh, don't worry about it. You really love Lily, right? I really do. Then I don't want money to be an issue getting in the way. Your mom and I went through some tough things and we promised we won't let that happen to our kids. That's why I worked so hard. So don't feel bad about anything. Just let me know how much you need. Well, I certainly don't feel comfortable pushing everything on you. I would like to think that I'm an independent guy capable of paying for my own wedding. Well, things aren't cheap these days, is it? I'm sure you're also saving up for a house. But anywhere I look, it says that it's impossible for the younger generation. So I'm sure you need all the help that you can get. That is true. So let your folks help you when they can. We honestly don't mind. Your mom's thrilled just by the fact that you're getting married. I'm sure she'll also say the same thing that I just did. I just don't know what to say. I'm glad you're being humble, but let's see what we can do. All right. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad your parents are pitching in. Sorry you can't expect much from my dad, though.
It's all good.
And your parents were so nice. I would love to try their food one day.
It's really great, I promise.
If you guarantee it like that, it must be.
Anyways, I'm glad your mom at least came along.
Yeah, Dad would have never said yes. It was a little awkward having to lie to your parents.
I don't think they would have minded if you just told them the truth.
Well, I didn't want it to be awkward when it's the first time seeing them. Hope this doesn't lead to a disaster. I just don't get why he's like that. I mean, I get that some dads act like this when they're about to send their daughter away, but this is kind of getting ridiculous. I'm trying to be reasonable, but if he keeps this up, then he might as well have lost his daughter. Because I'm done with him after we had that big argument. Even today, I only brought Mom along. I'm just glad your parents didn't think that was weird.
Yeah, but if they ask anything about it, I'll just tell them the truth.
I just hope they won't be too upset.
I just sent out all the wedding invitations.
Good job, and thank you.
Should we have just gone over to your parents' place and handed it in person?
No, I don't think it would be necessary. It's bad enough Dad's not fond of you. Who knows what he'll do if we go see him now?
Alright. In any case, I'm sorry we ended up having a small wedding.
Oh, stop. You don't need to apologize. And I'm sure all the attendees will bless us. It's not about how many people there are, but how much they celebrate our wedding. No one that actually loves us should complain about it, so it's fine.
Sending wedding invitations already? Even though I never approved of this marriage? Well, of course. Seeing how my opinion's not even a concern, why don't I do this? I'll come over to see how your parents are doing. Are you serious? Would I joke about it? It's quite important to see the family my daughter is marrying into. Okay. So let me make it up to you. I'll go and visit your parents at the food truck they run. Seriously? I'm being serious. In fact, why don't I help out a bit? I'll pay for every customer that your parents have that day. That's quite generous of you, but I thought you didn't want to spend money. It's just a simple act of kindness. Since you can't seem to get everything my daughter will need, I suppose I need to help out a poor, lazy man like you. Thanks, I guess. Just let them know I'll be visiting them soon. Hey, Logan just texted me.
Oh, Dad's annoying you again, huh?
Actually, it was quite strange this time. He said he'll come and see my parents at their work. And while at it, he'll pay for every customer's meal that day.
What in the world? Did he really say that?
Yeah, I'll even send you a screenshot of it.
This is really hard to believe.
That's why I came to you. This isn't like him, right?
He would never do something like this.
I guess we only have one way to find out. See if he really does come.
I suppose. It's possible that he's just pulling your leg. But he's not the type to do this sort of thing.
We'll just have to wait and see. Hope you're not busy right now. No, not at all. What is it? So, remember how we only met Lily's mom a while ago? Yes. Her dad wants to come and see you guys. Oh, that sounds great. It was such a shame that we didn't get to meet him. Right. The thing is, though, he wants to come to you while you're working. Oh, he wants to see how we work? I suppose so. Would that be okay for you guys? Of course. We would love to have him over. Well, all right. So, my parents are okay with your dad coming to see them at work?
Really? I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Well, your mom really left a good impression. Plus, if you haven't noticed, they really do like you.
I'm flattered, really. But that's not the point. I don't know what Dad has in mind trying to visit your parents when they're working. I just hope he doesn't do anything to your parents.
Hold on. This isn't what I had in mind. What's wrong? Why are there so many people lined up here? What do you mean? This is how it is every day for them. And the whole parking lot is filled with people. This isn't just some food truck, it's a restaurant. Why don't you grab something while you're here, since you're going to be paying for everyone's meals anyway? Hello? I just remembered I have to go somewhere. I'll have to say hi to your parents some other time. So, this is awkward. Your dad bailed on me yesterday. He disappeared after seeing how many people were lining up.
Wow. I have no words. Did he cause your parents actual issues?
Oh, no. I didn't tell them about the whole your dad paying the customers thing.
Okay, good. I'll try to talk to him about this. Dad, we need to talk.
What is it?
You lied to Daniel.
What do you mean?
You said you would go visit his parents at their work, right? But you decided to leave the moment you found out they run a popular spot?
I simply went there to check how much they make. And it reminded me that I definitely don't want you to work somewhere like that.
Can you drop that already? I'm not getting married to Daniel for money.
You could have told me his parents were actually worth something.
Excuse me?
I figured there's some kind of illegal immigrants running a food truck.
Really? Did you really just say that?
But that doesn't explain why their son is being a cheapskate to you.
What are you talking about?
How come he can't afford wedding gifts I demanded?
He really didn't want to spend money on something we don't need at the moment. But if you keep insisting he pays, then maybe I should consider taking actions.
What do you mean?
Well, I will be changing my last name to Daniels once I marry him. Which means I don't have to be your daughter anymore.
Hold on. Don't you dare say what I think you're about to say.
I think I will. I will cut ties with you once I'm married.
How could you be so ungrateful?
I would be grateful if you were being a respectable adult. But I'm done with having you tell me who I can marry or not.
What will your mother think of you?
She's totally fine with this marriage. And just because I cut ties with you, that doesn't mean I'll cut ties with her.
What is going on here? How come they won't let me in? Oh, I didn't expect you to contact me. Today is an important day. It's my daughter's wedding. But how could you treat your father-in-law like this? I'm sorry, what? I didn't say anything about that. Then why else would I not be allowed to enter? That must be Lily's request. What? Because Margaret's here just fine. What? How come she was allowed in? Well, she did come here earlier this morning. I asked where you were, but she said she came on her own. Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, Lily just told me that she did ask the staff not to allow you entry. And she also said that she and Margaret have some things they want to talk to you about. So look forward to it. They can talk to me right now if they just let me in.
Nope. No matter what you say, you won't come in.
How dare you do this to me? Looks like I'll have to go and crash into that food truck of yours.
If you do, just know you'll be in big trouble.
Oh, is that how you talk to your father-in-law?
This is your wife, Margaret.
Wait, why are you with that guy? And you didn't have to use his phone if you would just answer me.
Isn't it obvious? I don't want to talk to you. Just know I'll show all these texts as proof if you really do go and do something horrible to Daniel's parents' truck.
I don't really mean it.
Good. Don't worry about missing out on the wedding. I'll tell you what happened in excruciating details. But just look forward to having a nice chat with me and Lily.
The news that Lily and Margaret wanted to tell Logan was that Margaret will divorce him. Now that Lily was a grown, married woman, Margaret no longer felt the need to stay with Logan. Of course, it wasn't an easy decision. But to Lily, getting married to me was very important. I was also surprised when Margaret told me that the only reason why she stayed with Logan all this time was because she was being considerate of Lily. I guess she didn't want to be an irresponsible parent. Because she told us she would have left him long ago. Since this wasn't the first time he'd been like this. But now that Lily has someone to rely on, Margaret was also done with him. Having said that, I plan on making Lily the happiest woman on earth. In fact, we suggested Margaret stay with us if she had nowhere else to go. But she declined it, saying how she couldn't disrupt a couple that just got married. So she'll be staying with a close friend of hers. All in all, Lily and I have a great future ahead of us. Although I'm still busy as always, I'll try my best to be the best husband for Lily.
I just don't get it, Mark. Why are we unable to get pregnant? We've been trying this for so long, and it doesn't seem like we're getting any closer to having a baby.
Well, I'm not so sure myself, Lisa. I guess we're just gonna have to be patient and take our time. It's not the kind of question that I can magically answer. If you're really that desperate for an answer, we should probably go get a professional opinion.
Well, I don't feel like doing that right now. I just want you to tell me how long it's going to take for me to get pregnant. Most of my friends were able to become pregnant so quickly. It's just not fair at all. Having children is very, very important to me and my family. I don't understand why everyone else has it easy. And are you sure that you're trying hard enough?
I'm not really sure if this is about how much effort I put into it, to be honest. I know how badly you want children, so I've been doing my best to do as you want.
Well, it's not working at all.
Well, I've already suggested this to you, but maybe we should both go and get a fertility test. I'm sure the doctors can tell us if there's something wrong with us.
No, I don't want to have to go to the doctors. What the hell am I meant to do with my life if the doctor tells me I'm infertile? I just can't have that happen to me. That would just be a complete despair for me.
I mean, I think it's the best thing to do. They might even be able to give us advice, you know? I doubt that you're infertile too. That's probably a rare occurrence. I think it's just better if we get tested if you really want children that badly. There's no point delaying the inevitable any longer.
I just told you that I don't want to do that. You need to do something about this. Get me pregnant somehow. That's all I need you to do for me right now.
Well, it's not like I'm God or anything. I've been doing my best, but I can't just magically get you pregnant. My point still stands. I think that we should just try to go to the doctors about this. You don't even have to see the results if you don't want to then. I'll pick up the results myself when they're out. Let's just get tested together, okay?
Just get out. I am so done with you, Mark. I never want to see your damn face again. You're not still at the house, are you? You need to get your things and leave immediately. If you're there any longer than you need to be, I'm gonna have to get the police involved.
Oh my god, there's no need to be so hostile, Lisa. I've already collected my things, and I'm leaving as we speak. You really do have some temper problems.
Thank God. Now I can finally take a breath of fresh air without you being around. I'm finally free from my shackles. I don't have to take care of you anymore. Wow, that is just a huge weight off my shoulders.
Free from your shackles? What in the world are you talking about all of a sudden?
Oh, don't pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about, Mark. I'm obviously talking about you. Who else would this be about? You're the worst husband to have in the world. I have no idea who in their right mind would ever want to marry a guy like you. They'd have to be insane to marry you.
Well, you did choose to marry me, Lisa. You're only insulting yourself by saying that. Are you trying to admit that you're insane then? You were basically the one begging me to propose to you back then.
Oh, shut the hell up. You tricked me. You put me under your spell and made me do things that I never wanted to do. You were so pathetic that I felt sorry for you, and that's why I ended up choosing to marry you.
You thought I was pathetic? It certainly didn't seem that way at all. You were completely in love with me, I swear. Every single day you were telling me how much you loved me. It hadn't even been 3 months since we started seeing each other, and we were engaged. Admit it, you were head over heels for me.
That was all an act. I am surprised you couldn't even tell that. You were a charity case in my mind. I was just doing all of that as I felt sorry for you. You really misunderstood my signs and made some really stupid assumptions, didn't you?
You say this now, but it definitely didn't seem this way at all back then. You're being very dishonest right now, and I can easily tell that.
How the hell are you supposed to know that? I was keeping it in this whole time. I'm obviously a great actor because you obviously didn't see how I truly felt at all. I can finally let it all out because you've been exposed. I despise you from the very bottom of my heart, and I sincerely wish that you rot in the deepest part of hell.
Well, I'm actually kind of glad that this is happening. You've been completely exposed as well, you know? Thanks to this whole situation, I can finally see you for what you and your family really are like. You're all complete monsters. You, your mother, and your father have all tried to blame me for what had happened. It was very clear it was your fault, and I can't believe that your entire family decided to side with you. No wonder you grew up into this horrible kind of person you are. I guess a child raised by monsters end up becoming monsters themselves.
How dare you insult my family like that? It just shows the kind of person you really are. Of course we're gonna blame you for what happened. Who else's fault would it even be? You're not even a man anymore, Mark. You're a failure of a human being. The doctor said that you have a low sperm count. That basically means that you can't have children. How am I supposed to stay married to someone like that?
That's going too far. Just because I can't bear children, it doesn't mean I'm a failure. It also doesn't mean I'm no longer a man. I'm still a person too, damn it. It's not like I wanted things to end up this way either.
I might be blunt, but am I wrong? I'm only stating the facts, you know. We both know that what I said is the truth. Thankfully, since the doctor's examination proved your infertility, I no longer have any reason to stay chained down to you. Lord knows how long you could have held me down for if we hadn't gone to the doctor. I'm glad that I managed to find out the kind of person you really are before it was too late for me. I'm gonna go find a real man that can actually provide what me and my family really want.
You are too cruel, you know? How could you say that to me? I thought that married couples are meant to be supportive of each other at times like this. I completely feel stabbed in the back by you and your family. After all that you've said and done, I have no intention of staying together with you. I can clearly see that you're not the right person for me.
Why are you trying to act like a victim? The fact that you're infertile is irrefutable. None of this would have happened if you had just chosen to be a normal man. I should have checked with the doctor before we got married. I regret all this time that I ended up staying with you. You deceived me.
I was never trying to deceive you. I had no idea about this either.
Oh, now who's full of it? You must have known something was the matter after we failed to get pregnant for all these years. Deep down, you must have known about this already. You tricked me. I wasted my precious time on you. All these years can't be reversed, and that makes me so mad. You owe me my life back. I can't believe I wasted my youth on you. What about my future? What about my happily ever after? I wanted a son, you know. You seriously owe me so much.
How am I the one who deceived you? I never knew I was infertile. I would have told you if I had known about this. You know how badly I wanted to have kids too. Don't you remember all the times I talked about our future? Kids were always part of the plan. I'm the one that was most devastated when I heard this news. I was hoping that you would at least be supportive and trying to cheer me up. I'm shocked as you took the complete opposite action to what I had imagined you would do.
What other way did you think that I would react? Do you not realize what you did to me? We were married for 3.5 years. I was trying so hard to become pregnant almost the entire time. I was deceived into putting my time and effort into a marriage with you. Who knows how long this would have gone on if I didn't insist on a fertility test for you. You might have tricked me for the entirety of my lifetime.
Insist on a fertility test? You didn't insist on getting one at all. You were the one that was scared that might be the reason and continued to refuse to get tested. You kept avoiding it for over a year. Every week you came up with a new excuse. That's why I had to take initiative and get the tests. You should be thankful I ended up getting a test.
Oh, as if I would be scared. I was a little hesitant, but who wouldn't be? Once I learned about the procedure, I was perfectly fine. Also, I was told that there was nothing wrong with me at all. You're the problem. You're the complete and utter failure that ruined all of this. You only have yourself to blame for this absolute mess.
Yeah, whatever. You were terrified of getting the test results. You know it. You were whining about your life being over if you were infertile, that you would no longer be a woman. When the results came out, you couldn't even go by yourself, so I had to take work off to get the results for you.
I don't know what you're talking about. None of that rings a bell at all. That wasn't because I was scared. It was because I was busy and didn't have the time to get the results myself. Anyway, does it even matter anymore? This isn't about me. This is about you being infertile and being unable to get me pregnant. That's the problem.
Even if I wasn't infertile, I'm not just some baby-making machine to get you pregnant. I thought you loved me and married me because of who I am, not because of my ability to get you pregnant. If the test results were reversed, I would have still loved you for who you are. I wouldn't have started an argument and asked for a divorce like you did. Loved is in the past tense, by the way. There is no way I can love you now that I know what kind of person you really are.
Wow, I really did hit the jackpot choosing you, didn't I? You're infertile and insufferable to talk to as well. The absolute worst of both worlds. Honestly, I could close my eyes and pick any man on this planet and he'd still be a better husband than you.
Wow, you just don't stop, do you? Your attitude completely changed the instant you found out that I couldn't have children. I am still shocked to think that's the only thing you valued in our marriage.
Of course that's what I value. You aren't able to give me what I signed up for. My life plan was to have the perfect life with a perfect husband and 2 adorable children. Now that's impossible if I stay with you. I think anybody will react like this in my situation.
That is not what you said before we knew the results of the examination. In fact, you were saying the complete opposite of that.
Well, I don't remember what I said at all. Why don't you enlighten me then?
You promised me that no matter if you or I were infertile, we wouldn't harbor any animosity towards one another. You promised me that you would still love me, and that we would still be able to have a fulfilling life without children. That is what you said to me. You swore on your grandmother's grave, remember? I was really happy when you told me those words. At the time, I thought that I'd be able to spend the rest of my life with you no matter what happened. I guess that wasn't the case at all.
That doesn't sound like what I would say at all. I would never make a crazy promise like that. Maybe you just heard those words in your dream.
So now you're going back on your words then. That doesn't surprise me at all at this point. Before we received the test results, I was scared and anxious. However, your kind words changed me. I thought I made the right decision to marry you. I actually thought that you were the perfect wife. You said those words to me, and you know it.
Well, even if I did say those words, things change. The reality is that I don't think I'll ever be happy with you now that you can't have any kids. Anyone would feel the same if their whole reality changed in front of their eyes. My perfect plan for my life came tumbling down, and it no longer exists.
Well, your perfect plan was never perfect in the first place. You should have told me how important children were to you then. You promised to love and cherish me in sickness and in health at the altar. You're like a completely different person now. You and your whole family are full of two-faced liars. All of you berated me the day you found out about my infertility. Did you guys not think about how I would feel at all?
Can you blame them? Everyone was in shock when they heard the news. The only thing my father was looking forward to in his retirement was playing with his grandson. His dream wasn't the only one that shattered into pieces that day. All of my family were really looking forward to me having children.
I should be the one who was shocked the most. It felt like everyone was treating me as if I was a failure over something that I can't control. I expected all of you to be there for me and to be my pillar of strength in my time of weakness. I guess I expected wrong.
You're acting like you're the main character of some tragic Shakespearean play. It doesn't work like that in real life.
Every single day, you and your family verbally abused and attacked me ever since. I am never gonna forget some of those words you said to me. You guys basically told me that I had no right to keep living.
What else were we meant to do? You forced us into this kind of situation. I told you I wanted a divorce, but you refused. If you really loved me, you'd think about my situation and realize that I wouldn't be happy if I stayed together with you. You should have just agreed to the divorce from the very start, and I'm sure that all of us would have left you alone.
It shouldn't matter if I agreed or not to the divorce. The words you said to me were unacceptable no matter what the situation was like. Do you know how much you hurt me with your words? I just found out I was infertile, and I had no support from my wife. I spiraled into depression because of you. You and your family turned your backs on me the second I didn't fit into the image of your dream.
Oh, please. Everyone feels down from time to time. Stop making it sound like such a big deal.
I am a person, a human just like you and your parents. I deserve the decency to be treated as one.
If you are no longer fertile, then you aren't a man. If you aren't a man, then what really are you? There are only men and women in this world.
First of all, I'm still a man despite not being able to get someone pregnant. Second of all, there are all kinds of people in this world. I thought you'd be more open and accepting, especially of your husband.
I think you mean my soon-to-be ex-husband. We'll be divorced soon enough, and we'll have nothing to do with each other any longer. I sent the papers to my lawyer just now. With any luck, the annulment will be official by the end of the week. None of this matters anyway. Thank the heavens for showing me you aren't worth being married to. I'm glad that I can finally put an end to this dead-end marriage.
That should be what I'm saying. I can finally get away from you and that horrid family of yours. I can't believe I ever wanted to marry a woman like you. I'm disappointed in myself for not seeing this earlier.
What are you talking about all of a sudden? There is no need for you to hide your true feelings. I seem to remember someone not wanting to divorce me. You were begging me.
Don't go imagining things now. You might need to visit the doctors again, and this time they can check to see if that skull of yours is really empty or not. That was before I found out about who you and your family truly were, a family of despicable people. I've been in agreement with getting the divorce ever since I realized what kind of people you guys were.
Oh, you don't have to try to put on a front. I know you still have feelings for me, and you'd be back with me in an instant if I let you do that. I can totally understand why you'd feel that way, though. If I were a man that was infertile, I wouldn't want a divorce either. After all, I'd have already secured a future. If I divorced, no one sane woman would even think about wanting to marry me.
You're delusional. You're not even listening to me. You're spouting utter garbage. If I knew that everything was all an act until now, I would have never married you in the first place. Also, there are plenty of people that don't want children, and there are also plenty of people willing to try other options in situations like this. I personally think that your personality is a bigger problem than my inability to produce kids.
I think you should quit while you're ahead. It's pitiful just talking to you, really. I can see how desperate you're getting.
Why don't you keep it to yourself? I don't need your pity. It's filthy. I feel dirtier just hearing you pretend to have an ounce of sympathy. You're hollow inside, and I am glad that I know about that now.
Well then, let's get straight to the point then. Did you take everything with you when you left, like I told you to do? I don't want any of your things around the house. They'd only bring up bitter memories. If you've left anything at home, by the time I'm back, I'm throwing it out, just like I warned you.
I made sure to take all of my things out of that damned house. Don't you worry about that.
It's not like you have anything valuable anyway. You never brought brand clothes, and all you ever did was collect books and other boring stuff. All your things reek like an old, musty library.
My things may be old, but I make sure to take care of them. I actually value things other than money too, unlike you. I share the same values, just like my parents used to do when they were alive.
Well, it's a good thing they're not around to see what their son's life has become. They'd be in absolute misery if they were alive to see what was happening right now.
What exactly is that supposed to mean?
They don't experience the disappointment of having a son who's getting a divorce because he can't bear children.
If my parents were alive, they'd be glad that I got divorced from a rotten human being like you. They'd be so happy, they'd hire a choir to sing praises for all to hear. Hell, they'd even take out an ad in the newspaper, maybe even buy a billboard. Also, I don't want you making snarky remarks about my parents like this, especially as they're no longer with me. All of this is going to come back to bite you in the back one day.
Marrying you was the biggest mistake of my life. No matter what I do from now on, I'll be fine knowing I'll never have another failure like marrying you.
That makes two of us. You and your family are an absolute monster.
You just don't know when to shut your mouth, do you, Mark? Well, whatever, it's fine. You need to let it all out and tell someone because after this, you'll have no one to talk to. You're going to spend the rest of your life sad and alone. You don't even have family to depend on.
Shut up and stop worrying about me. I can take care of myself, as I've been through a lot of different situations in my life. This is nothing to me. In fact, this is a very good thing to happen to me. I know for sure that I have a much better future ahead of me, now that I'm going to be parting ways with you.
Get out of here already then. Go on. I'm waiting to see how long it's going to take for you to break down and end up crying alone in the streets. How's life living in the dirt, Mark? I bet you wish you were still married to me. Your life must be so miserable right now.
Lisa, what is your problem? I already signed the damn papers to divorce you. Why are you even messaging me? I don't want you in my life anymore. It is just best for the both of us if we don't message each other at this point.
Oh, calm down and listen to what I have to say. There's no need to act so hostile toward me. Well, as you're my ex-husband, I just wanted to be courteous and let you know that I'm going to get married.
So you're getting married already? Well, I don't give a damn either way, though. I just feel bad for the guy falling into the biggest mistake of his life.
Stop acting like you don't care. I know that you're surprised for sure, aren't you? I was ready to get back out there the second you left the house. My luck has finally turned around after our divorce. My dream life is coming together. I couldn't be happier. Meanwhile, you must be having the most miserable time of your life. Also, the guy that I'm getting married to is absolutely amazing. He is so much better looking than you, and he has a fantastic career, too. He's been earning promotion after promotion at a large-scale IT company, and apparently he's in line to become the manager of an entire department at some point in the near future. Now, this is the kind of guy that matches up to me. He's so different to you in every single way imaginable. He can have kids, too, unlike you.
Well, isn't that great? Congratulations. I have absolutely no idea why I need to hear about this from you, though. Anyway, I'm sure he'll be happy to have a wife like you, well, at least until you start showing him your true colors.
I don't need to hear those snarky remarks from you, Mark. I bet you're panicking hearing about how happy I am without you.
Actually, you and your marriage mean nothing to me. I thought I told you whatever semblance of love you thought I once had for you is dead.
Oh, don't try to pretend it doesn't affect you. I instantly found someone to replace you, someone much better than you. I know for sure that you feel like crap finding out about this. I know for sure that you're never gonna end up finding anyone better than me.
Actually, I really couldn't care less about what you do with your life at this point. You could have got married the very next day after we got our divorce, and I still wouldn't care at all. Whether you married or not has nothing to do with me. Our relationship ended the second the divorce was finalized. I really wish that you would stop contacting me at all, so that I can just erase you and your family from inside my head.
Now, don't be like that. I'm sure I must still be on your mind. It hasn't been that long, has it? You probably still dream about me every day. Also, I know for sure that you're surprised by how quickly I managed to find someone. Well, it just goes to show you how popular I am with men. You had yourself a near-perfect woman like me, but you had to let it go all because of your infertility. You failed me.
That's great that you're so popular. I'm sure all those poor men were lining up to be with you. They just don't know what they're in for yet.
You're still as rude as ever, Mark. I was sure you'd be downtrodden and desperate by now. Oh well, now that I've remarried, your chance to get back with me has all but disappeared into thin air.
Since when did I say I ever wanted to remarry you? After everything you put me through, I'd rather eat dirt than be back with you. Are you satisfied now? I think I'm gonna put my phone down if this is all you have to say. I'd rather not waste my precious time talking to you like this.
You don't have to try to hide it. I mean, who could resist a woman like me? Just admit that you still miss me. I was sure you'd come knocking at my doorstep, begging me to take you back. Just tell me your true feelings, Mark.
Wow, it must be nice to live in a delusional world like yours. Never in a million years would I stoop so low to get back with you. I would never throw away my dignity. It's amusing how much you're still thinking about me. I must be living rent-free in your head. Seems like you're the one that regrets getting a divorce from me.
Mark, you're the same as always. You're always so mature, trying to act like an adult. Deep down, I know you're just a sad and lonely little man-child. I can clearly see that you're not telling me how you truly feel.
I'm simply speaking to you in a manner fitting to our relationship, which is to say absolutely less than strangers. We both despise each other, so there's no need to be talking in a mature or kind manner.
Wow, look at you trying to sound so smart. What about you then? How is your new life after finding out that you're a complete failure of a human being? Found new love yet? Although I doubt anyone would want to date you now. Your life must be so difficult now.
I haven't. I'm not searching for anyone right now. In fact, I'm enjoying my newfound freedom. It's amazing not being around you or your family constantly trying to put me down.
Ah, there it is. I knew you'd be single. I knew it. Am I never wrong or am I never wrong? I'm always right. I've definitely won our post-divorce. I'm already getting remarried again and you're not even close to dating anyone. You're gonna die alone in this world. Ha! Sucks to be you.
I keep telling you I don't need a partner. I'm focusing on myself right now. I'd rather not make another mistake like you. Honestly, I think it's better to take a long break after a divorce like ours. I feel like you're just pushing back into things.
I guess you really can't forget about me, can you? It must be hard knowing you let the best thing in your life slip right through your fat little fingers. You're saying that I'm rushing because you really don't want me belonging to any other man.
I feel like talking to you is pointless. Every time I say something to you, you just twist my words completely. I'm having the time of my life right now, actually. I just recently got a new job at a local magazine. Now that I'm single, I have the time to focus on the things that I want to do. I can enjoy my life however I see fit. There's not a single thing that you can do that would ruin my life. I am out of your creepy clutches and out to spread my wings.
That sounds like you're just trying to distract yourself because you can't find a woman to replace me. I guess you have no choice but to support yourself. Oh, right. I wanted to let you know about my parents, too. They are overjoyed with my new future husband. My father can't wait to finally get the grandson he's always wanted. Their attitude is like night and day with my new husband. He's the complete opposite of you. Charles is smart and cute, and he's gonna actually be able to get me pregnant.
That's great, isn't it? I wouldn't want your parents to be disappointed. Your father can finally harp on some other poor guy. Your parents are the most difficult people to try and get along with in the world. I'm glad I no longer have to deal with them at all. I hope your mother is doing well. All that hawkish behavior before must have done a number on her back, seeing as she was always poking her nose into other people's business. Tell her I hope she enjoys bossing her way into her new son-in-law's life.
There's no need for you to worry. We're all happy here. There's nothing you can say to ruin this joyous time in our lives. They'll do their best to care of him and welcome him into our family, especially since he isn't an empty failure of a guy, like you.
Well, I guess I should wish Charles the best of luck, and he's definitely gonna need it. I never did anything bad to your parents, yet they never shut up about how disappointed they were that their only daughter married someone like me.
Oh, don't worry, they're treating him like a god. He already proved that he's not infertile by getting tested. Oh, we're trying our best to get me pregnant. Every day, actually. Sometimes even multiple times a day.
I really don't need to hear that, but okay, good for you. It feels a bit early, though. I'm guessing that you guys barely just met?
We just knew that we were destined for each other the moment we met. Time isn't that important at all. My life has only been going up since we divorced. I married the perfect man this time, and I can really feel it.
I never thought of you as the romantic type. Do you really believe in that destiny mumbo-jumbo?
What happened with you was just a misstep, a miscalculation on my part. I'm not some defective product like you. As long as my partner isn't you, then everything will turn out well. Anyway, I'm sure that I'll be pregnant in no time.
Well, I'm glad that it seems like you're finally getting what you wanted. I just hope that your future kid doesn't turn into the kind of person you are. That would be a nightmare.
They'd be lucky to turn into a person like me. Also, it's not gonna be just a kid. It'll be way more than just one. After this one, we'll try for even more children. We're going to have a whole family. Charles is gonna be able to do that for me too. His fertility test results were way above average. I know it seems like I'm bragging, but I don't want you getting all jealous of me now, you hear? I don't need that kind of stress in my life. There's no way you're ever gonna be able to have me back, so just give up.
When did I ever mention that I would want to get back together with you? You just assumed that. Also, one word of advice. Before your family grows too large, you might want to think about how you're going to support them. Raising children is a very difficult thing to do, and you need to be able to take responsibility for them.
You don't need to tell me that. I can take care of my family well enough. They'll have the life they deserve.
Well, whatever you say then. So, what did you really text me for? Did you really just text me all of that just to boast?
There's no hidden meaning. You're my ex-husband, so I thought that it would be a good idea to let you know about my future. I didn't want to keep you in the dark. Who knows what you would do to get back together with me? This way, everything's clear-cut. Now you'll definitely have to give up on me.
Then, to save us both time in the future, I think that this is more than enough. I don't need to hear from you anymore. I have absolutely zero intention of ever pursuing you again.
It's out of my kindness. I wouldn't want you to find out over social media. I wanted you to hear it directly from me. You should be grateful that I'm this nice.
You have got to be kidding me. I think you've already wasted enough of my time for today.
God, why can't you just be happy for other people? Marriage is supposed to be a celebration. You're so bitter and filled with hate. You should try to be more magnanimous, like me. You haven't congratulated me properly, even though I told you this huge news.
So I should be happy for my ex-wife who divorced me because I can't have any children? Why in the world would I ever want to be nice to a selfish and self-centered brat like you?
What? You don't want me to be happy? You should be congratulating me. In fact, I expect a wedding gift. Think of it as a sign of friendship between us. We can put all this bitterness and scorn behind us. You better get me something really nice and expensive as a gift. That's the least you can do to make things up to me. You owe me this.
Are you an idiot? I don't owe you anything, and there is absolutely no way I'd get you a gift for your wedding. What kind of garbage are you spewing?
Wow, you really are a stingy piece of crap, aren't you? All your clothes were from secondhand shops, too. I really did make the right choice to get a divorce. I just couldn't continue to live with a man who has no sense of generosity.
What are you even talking about? You and I both know the real reason you divorced me. Don't try and twist things.
This is what I'm talking about. You're so narrow-minded. I'm telling you, you have to look at the bigger picture. No matter how much time passes, if you hold on to that bitterness, you'll never find a new woman to get married to. You should just get over it. Show a little compassion and be happy for me. Get me a nice wedding gift and we'll call it a day.
I will definitely not be getting you anything. After what you put me through, I'm not forgiving you easily. Just forget it.
Oh, stop being like this. I'll even invite you to our wedding. You can watch in misery as I get married to my new husband.
No, thank you. I think I'll be just fine not going to your wedding.
Why not, though? It's a great opportunity. You never know who you could meet. You might even find someone. Weddings are a great place to meet other single people, you know. Don't you want to find someone? What if you find your soulmate there? Actually, I guess that's kinda impossible for you, as no sane woman would want to be with an infertile guy like you.
I keep telling you, but you can't seem to get it through that thick skull of yours. I'm not interested in finding someone.
Oh, you're just trying to avoid reality by saying that kind of stuff. I know that you don't really mean that deep down. Just come to my wedding. I need to make you watch me become happy.
I told you, I don't care that you're getting married. It has nothing to do with me. Rather, it would be awkward if I came. It wouldn't be awkward for me, but what if the other guests got the wrong idea? They might think I still have feelings for you.
So you do want to come then? I knew it.
How in the world did you come to a conclusion like that?
It's okay to be more honest. I know you really want to go. You're just using other people as an excuse to not come. You're scared of what other people think of you.
It seems like you've got the wrong idea again. You're reading too deeply into things. You're just twisting my words as usual.
Oh, just shut up and stop being so difficult about this. I want you to be there. It'll be a show to have my ex-husband at the wedding. I'm sure it'll make the ceremony even more enjoyable. It'll be some entertainment for all the other guests.
You really do have a twisted sense of fun, don't you?
Oh, why don't you just have fun for once in your life? Weddings are fun no matter whose wedding it is.
What about your fiancé? What does he think about all of this? If you invite your ex-husband to the wedding, I'm sure he's not going to be happy about it at all.
Actually, he's completely fine with it. In fact, it was kinda his idea in the first place. He wanted to know what kind of guy my ex-husband was like, and I want him to know that he's a much better man than you. That's why I want to introduce you guys to each other at the wedding.
I really don't get either of you. If I was in his shoes, I would not want my future wife's ex-husband at the wedding. Sounds like he's just as twisted as you are, from the little information I have of him. You guys must be a great fit for each other then.
He is not twisted at all. He's just got a good sense of humor and a kind heart to allow you to come. It's something that you would have never done. That is why I know that I'm going to be so much happier with him.
Then it's a good thing your fiancé is just like you, isn't it? I hope the two of you get along from now on. The two of you can have as many babies as you want.
Why wouldn't we get along? We're going to become the happiest family in the world, with so many children.
Well, I hope you work hard to give them all a good life. It's not going to be their fault that they're born from you after all. It's also going to be a difficult thing to do.
What are you blabbering on about? How would you know what it takes to raise a child? You can't even have any children anyway.
You done now? What's even the point of this conversation? If you're gonna be like this, then why don't you just leave me alone already?
You still haven't told me if you're coming to our wedding, though. I'm waiting for you to answer my question. Why won't you say yes? It's not going to kill you. The least you could do is see the wedding. Then you'll see just how happy I am now. Don't tell me you're afraid. Seeing me happy will make you depressed, will it? Is that how weak and fragile you really are?
There is no chance I'm getting depressed over something like this. I don't hold any more attachments to you. You're wrapped up in your own delusions. As I said earlier, I couldn't care less about what happens to you.
Suit yourself, then. I'll be sure to send you pictures of the wedding and our future son when he's born. Our happily ever after has only just begun. I hope you don't become too jealous of us. What is the meaning of this, Mark? What the hell did you do? Answer me now.
What are you talking about all of a sudden, Lisa? I don't remember doing anything to you at all.
Don't try to change the subject. I'm talking about the test results.
Test results? I have no idea what this is about still.
You know the one I'm talking about. Don't try to play coy with me. I'm talking about the fertility test that we took together. I went in for another test with the same doctor that we went to see months ago.
Oh, you meant those tests. Why are you bringing them up now? Are you trying to rub it in my face again? As I told you last time, I really don't care what happens to you at this point. You're a stranger to me.
You very well know why I'm bringing up those test results right now. The doctor asked me how I was dealing with my infertility. He kept on asking me if I wasn't feeling too down about it. It wasn't you who couldn't conceive, it was me!
Oh, so you already managed to find out about that? I thought I could have hidden it a little longer until after you were married.
Were you hiding this from me this whole time? Weren't you the one who said it was you that was infertile? How could you lie to me like this? I can't believe that you had the audacity to play tricks like this on me. I am so furious at you right now.
Can you really blame me? I actually tried to do something for your sake. You were already so anxious about the results. You were talking about giving up on your life at that time. As your husband at the time, I couldn't just let that happen. What kind of husband would I be if I did that to you? I didn't want you to suffer knowing that you couldn't have children, and that's why I had no other choice but to lie to you.
You freaking liar! So you did lie to me then, you dishonest piece of trash! You've ruined my life by doing this! I hate you! I hate you!
I just did what I thought would be best at the time. If we couldn't have children, I wanted to take away that burden from you. That's why I lied, and said that I was the one that was infertile. That way, it would be shared between the two of us. Well, that was before I knew you and your family's true colors. I was planning on spending the rest of my life with you at the time, but I guess that was a stupid thing to assume.
You're just being petty about this. You're trying to make it sound like you did me a favor or something. Well, you didn't.
I just did what I thought would be best for our marriage back then. I would have done anything for you. I couldn't stand seeing you wallowing in your own pity and worrying if you were going to be able to have children in the future. But it turns out, I didn't even need to do any of this. Your horrible self came oozing out as soon as I told you it was me that was infertile.
So you're telling me that what the doctor said to me is really true then? I'm the one who's infertile? You're not the one that was infertile?
Yep, you heard it yourself, didn't you? The doctor would never lie to you. You're the one that's never going to be able to become pregnant. It doesn't matter how good your new husband is in bed. It's not going to change anything for you.
Why didn't you say anything when everyone was angry at you? You could have said something back then and we wouldn't be in this kind of situation right now.
Yeah, that was a horrible period of time, and I really did just want to tell everyone the truth. It still brings up bad memories. However, I chose to keep quiet about it, as I was able to see what type of person you truly are. Thanks to that, I decided I was better off faking it until we got divorced. There was no way I wanted to stay with that awful family. I wanted to get a divorce from you for sure, and the best way to make sure of that was to keep up the lie.
You were playing games with me this entire time then? Was all of it just an act? It seemed like you were reluctant to get the divorce from me, though. If you were just looking for a divorce, why didn't you just serve the papers? We wouldn't have had to go through this whole ordeal.
Well, I also wasn't in a rush to get a divorce from you for another reason. I needed some time to collect evidence.
What are you talking about? Evidence. You're not making any sense at all.
Now who's trying to play coy, Lisa? I'm talking about your dirty little affair you were having while we were married. Don't think that I didn't know about it. It was so damn obvious, you know?
I don't know what you're talking about. How could you accuse me like this? I wasn't having an affair at all. I was an honest-to-God, faithful wife.
Oh, I had my suspicions. After the results of the examination came out, there was something off about you. It wasn't how a wife would normally act after hearing the news that her husband was infertile. It felt like you no longer cared for me.
You have no proof of this at all. You're just being crazy if you really believe that I would do something like this.
You aren't even listening. I was gathering evidence because I was suspicious. I needed to be sure. If I divorced you too soon, it wouldn't be odd for you to meet up with another man now that you were single again. However, if you were seeing someone before we were officially divorced, then that was a different story.
Why are you beating around the bush? Just get to the point. You don't even know if I was doing this for sure. You're just making empty accusations at this point. Also, what's the point of even gathering evidence?
Oh, you don't know if these are empty accusations or not yet. I'm talking about the alimony, you idiot. If I had evidence of your affair, then the judge would side with me and award me the majority share of your assets.
I haven't heard anything of the sort from my lawyers. Stop making up stuff like this.
What would be the point in bringing it up so early? If I did that, then you would have done your damnedest to destroy the evidence. I couldn't have that now, could I? Legally, I had over a year to get ready for the case. I wanted to find the best possible time to serve you your papers. I was biding my time, lying in wait, just like a predator stalking his prey. I was waiting for the opportune moment to tell you about this, so that I could win my case against you.
Who the hell talks like that? What do you mean, opportune moment?
Well, the moment me and my lawyer finished collecting and organizing the evidence. We're completely ready now. So yeah, it's about time you own up to what you did and pay me as compensation, or we get caught over this.
Whatever sick joke you're trying to play on me, it's no use. I am not going to be paying you anything.
Oh yeah, you will be. I know that you were seeing this guy called Charles from long before we were divorced. I also know there were a few other random guys. Anyway, you and Charles are going to be paying me a lot of money for having an affair. Also, I kind of have some word of advice for you too. I'd be really careful of Charles, as I think he's still married to another woman. I had my detective check into him when I was collecting evidence, and he still had a wife while seeing you. I think he still does now.
Wait, what? You're just saying this to try and make me worried, right? He would never do something like that to me. He's the guy that I'm destined to be with, after all.
Well, you're both dirty cheaters, so I guess that you're correct in that sense. Both of you are perfect for each other. Also, I doubt that he really wants to have children with you anyway. He already has a family of his own, and it doesn't seem like he's doing well financially at all. I doubt that he'd want the burden of extra children. He was probably planning on cutting ties with you once you became pregnant. He's still with you just because you haven't become pregnant yet. I'm guessing that you're just a casual woman to him? All that stuff he promised you is all just a lie. Oh, and also, you're infertile, so I guess he couldn't make your dream come true either way.
This is all a lie, right? Please tell me it's all a lie. I still haven't even processed the fact that I might be infertile. I might never be able to have children ever in my life. My parents are really looking forward to the day that I give them a grandchild. Am I really not going to be able to give that to them? Also, Charles is the perfect guy. He told me that he loved me and he was serious about me. That's why we've already started planning out our wedding. I'm really going to need him to support me if it's true that I'm infertile. I'm never going to be able to go through this trauma myself.
Did you just hear what you said? You're really going to need support from him if it's true that you're infertile. Do you not realize what you did to me when you thought that I was infertile? You insulted me and put me down. You even asked to get a divorce from me. You think that you should be treated differently now that the situations are reversed? You don't deserve any support from anyone after what you did to me.
Wait, but that was a completely different situation. I've always wanted children my entire life, and I also had the added pressure from my parents, too. Stop trying to make our situation sound like the same. It's completely different. Also, I still don't believe any of what you said about Charles. Me being infertile might be true, as the doctor also said the same thing to me, but I am not going to believe the rest of what you said.
Well, I'm not going to force you to believe anything. I just imagine it's going to be even tougher when you realize that I was telling the truth the entire time. You may as well believe me and try to move on in life already.
I am not going to fall for a trick like that. I can't ever trust you again after the way you lied to me about you being infertile. You're also not getting away with lying to me like that. I'm going to make you regret it for sure. What you did was absolutely criminal, and you'll be punished for it.
Oh, I did nothing bad to you. I just lied to you in your best interest.
Oh, you most definitely did. Now you're trying to trick me into thinking that Charles is cheating on me? It's obvious that what you're doing to me is pure evil. Do you even have evidence to back up the claims you made about him?
I might have some evidence. I might not. Why don't you ask that husband-to-be of yours? I'm sure he'll be happy to tell the truth about everything.
Just tell me the truth already. Stop playing these games with me. If you're going to serve me the papers, then show me the evidence you have on us.
Since you're asking so nicely, I just might tell you the evidence that I have then. Your fiancé Charles is a failed musician, right? I'm sure that he was very desperate for money. Then you came knocking at his door, and he saw the perfect opportunity.
He might be a struggling musician, but he's had a couple of shows here and there.
Surely not enough to make a living out of it though, right? You approached him saying that you were willing to have a child with him, right? He figured out that you must have money. It's expensive to raise multiple children after all. He probably thought that you were financially stable or something. You were like a moth to a flame. You lost your common sense and fell right into his trap.
Are you saying he's been using me this entire time just for money then?
Are you finally starting to figure it out? It took you long enough. He's just using you as a source of money, and as a casual relationship that he can cut off at any time.
So that means he's cheating on me right this moment as well then? I can't believe that he's doing this to me!
Now that that's all settled, be sure to be on the lookout for my lawyer. He'll be seeing you soon. Be a dear and make things easier on yourself. Just admit fault and pay the suit. Also, tell Charles to do the same.
Putting aside the problem of Charles right now, there's no way I can pay you the money. We just put the down payment toward our wedding and booked all of our honeymoon. There's no way I'd have the money to pay you anything. I also don't have the money to hire a lawyer and fight you in court over this.
If you don't have the money, then I guess you better hurry and tell Mommy and Daddy. I'm sure they'd be happy to help you out. Unless, now that you're infertile, maybe they won't be so happy to help you out. It seemed like they really wanted you to give them a grandchild after all. I wonder what they're gonna think now that you're unable to provide them with anything.
I can't tell them about the fact that I'm infertile. It would absolutely crush them. If I told my parents I was infertile, I don't know what they would do to me. Or themselves.
This is getting even better. It is so satisfying to see you and your family in this situation after the way that you guys treated me. Also, your fiancé wasn't the perfect man like you kept saying he was. I didn't think that you were the type, but you're so desperately trying to cling to whatever illusion of happiness you have that you're willing to stoop so low. I mean, I guess you could try to continue your relationship with him, but who knows what he's going to do with his current wife. Also, I guess you can think about adoption if you really want a child. Maybe you can even trick your parents somehow.
Why the hell would I want to adopt a kid? I am only interested in raising a kid that's mine. Leave me alone if you're just going to make stupid suggestions like that.
You have a point there. In any case, it has nothing to do with me, and I should just leave you to your own business now. Deal with your own problems however you need to. Don't forget what you owe me. As long as you do that, I don't need to come after you any further. If you don't, then it'll only cause you more problems. Just make sure that you obey the conditions that my lawyer will show to you.
Wait, stop doing something so ridiculous to me. There has to be some other way we can settle things. I already told you I don't have the money. Charles has actually been taking a lot of my money, too. He kept on saying that he was going to put it to good use to prepare for our future child. Basically, all of my savings have disappeared because of him.
Well, that doesn't sound like a great situation for you. You might be in some trouble. However, it is not my problem. Besides, it seems like he's just been lying to you. It's way too early to be preparing anything for a baby when you weren't even pregnant at this point.
Damn it! I can't believe that he was just using me like this. I'm not his personal wallet. He has to give me back all the money if he didn't spend the money I gave him for our future baby.
See, now you know where all your money is going. Get your act together because I'm coming for my money whether you like it or not. You're not going to be able to run away from this.
Mark! We have so much history together. It should count for something, right? Can't you be a little more considerate given my situation? I'm your ex-wife. That has to count for something, right? Could you please let me off for what I did at least? You can go ask Charles for the compensation money. I just need you to spare me. I'm begging you to do this for me.
I have absolutely no intention of forgiving you for any of this. In fact, I kind of want to see you suffer, as I think you absolutely deserve everything that's coming your way. Don't bother contacting me ever again. From here on, my lawyer will handle things. If you'd like, you can speak to him about the issue. Goodbye.
Damn! If I knew things were going to turn out like this, I would have never divorced you in the first place. Mark! Fine, I admit I was wrong. I don't mind getting back together with you again. Come back to me and we can try to start over again. I'm really sorry for the way I treated you. I also promise to tell my family to start treating you better from now on.
It is too late for apologies at this point, and you know it. Goodbye forever, Lisa. This is going to be the very last message that I ever send to you. Lisa wasn't able to go to her parents for help, as she was scared to how they would react to the news of her being the one that's infertile. She kept everything a secret in order to hide her shame. However, I wasn't planning on letting her off so easily. I put a copy of the fertility test results of both me and Lisa's inside the mailbox of her parents' place. As soon as they saw those results, they completely lost it, and immediately told Lisa that they were cutting ties with her completely. Charles also became scared as soon as my lawyer contacted him about the court case, and he completely cut ties with Lisa too. She was completely alone and had no one to depend on. She came crying to me for help, but I had no obligation to help her out, so I just blocked her number. The next time I saw her was in court, where I easily won the case and she owed me close to $25,000 for having an affair. When I saw her, she seemed like a shell of her former self. She had huge black patches under both eyes, and it looked like she was awfully thin compared to how she used to be. I was a little worried seeing her in that state, but I also remembered the horrible treatment that I received from her, and that kind of calmed me down a lot. I need to just forget about her and her family, and try to move on with my life. I was actually pretty glad when I found out that I was perfectly fine fertility-wise. I guess I kind of feel like I want children at some point in the future. Who knows when that's gonna be though. For now, I want to focus on myself and move to start a new chapter of my life. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.